Module 2, Lesson 18's objective is to decompose once to subtract measurements, including 3-digit minuends with zeros in the tens or ones place. Question 2 says a magazine weighs 280 grams less than a newspaper. The weight of the newspaper is shown below. How much does the magazine weigh? Use a tape diagram to model your thinking. First, I'll underline the important details. The magazine weighs 280 grams less than a newspaper. I'm going to actually circle the word less to remind me that's important. And the weight of the newspaper is shown below. Now I'll highlight the question. How much does the magazine weigh? And I'm also going to highlight use a tape diagram, because that's important and I don't want to forget to follow directions. Okay, now it's time to draw the tape diagram. We know from looking at the important information in the story that the total amount that the newspaper weighs is 454 grams. Okay, and we know that the magazine is 280 grams less. So I'll take off a chunk of this and then I'll label it 280. Grams. Now what's left is how much the magazine weighs. Okay, so let's take the number 454 grams and take out the extra 280 grams that newspaper weighs. If we take it out, we're subtracting, and what we come up with is the answer that tells us how much the magazine weighs. Let's start in the ones place at the top. If I have 4 ones, can I take away nothing? Sure. 4 take away nothing is 4. If I have 5 groups of 10, can I give you 8? No. So I'll borrow a group of 100 from the 4. Now there's 3 groups of 100 there. We know that there are 10 tens in 100, so I'll put one of those groups of 10 here. I had 5 groups of 10, and I borrowed 10 tens, so now I have 15 groups of 10. So 15 groups of 10 minus 8 groups of 10 leaves me 7 groups of 10. 3 groups of 100 minus 2 groups of 100 leaves me 1 group of 100. And don't forget to write grams. This amount here is how much the magazine weighs. Because if you add the magazine, 174 grams, to the 280 extra grams that the newspaper weighs, together the magazine plus the 280 grams equals 454 grams, the total amount that the newspaper weighs in all. Now don't forget to answer in words. How much does the magazine weigh? The magazine weighs 174 grams. Now look at item 3. The chart to the right shows how long three games take. Item A. Francesca's basketball game is 22 minutes shorter than Lucas's baseball game. How long is Francesca's basketball game? Let's underline the important information. Francesca's basketball game is 22 minutes shorter than Lucas's baseball game. I'm going to circle the word shorter because that's a really important piece of information. Now I'll highlight the question. How long is Francesca's basketball game? Let's look at the chart. If Francesca's basketball game is 22 minutes shorter than Lucas's baseball game, we need to figure out how much time Lucas's baseball game takes. Right here, it says 180 minutes. So I'll put down 180 minutes for Lucas's baseball game. And Francesca's basketball game is 22 minutes shorter. If it's shorter, that means it's less. And when I want a number that is less, I must subtract. I'm going to let you solve this algorithm. Just remember, start at the top in the ones place and ask yourself, if I have 0 ones, can I take away 2? If not, don't forget to borrow from the tens column. Once you get your answer, don't forget to put it on the line in the chart and answer in words. How long is Francesca's basketball game? Francesca's basketball game is blank minutes. Okay, item 3B. How much longer is Francesca's basketball game than Joey's football game? I'm going to underline how much longer, okay? And I'm going to underline Francesca's basketball game and Joey's football game. Well, that wording implies that Francesca's basketball game is longer than Joey's football game. So we're going to put in this box right here the amount of time that it takes Francesca's basketball game, for Francesca's basketball game. I'm going to put an F right here to remind me that that's the number for Francesca's basketball game. And that's the number that you figured out in problem number 3A. Then I'm going to put Joey's football game here. I'll put a J there for Joey. I'm going to write minutes. If we want to know how much longer than, when I see that word than right there, I know that we need to subtract, because Francesca's basketball game takes longer than Joey's football game. Now you subtract those two numbers and you'll get the answer in minutes. So now we have to write it in a sentence. Francesca's basketball game is blank minutes longer than Joey's football game. Okay, the rest is up to you.